All right, folks, it's time for another Starbase Pop Quiz. It's the show where I watch a video with toothpicks holding my eyelids open and say what I see, like a date, June 29th. Going to be a couple different things happening in the video here. Kicking it off with Ship 41 rolling out to Massey's. There's a veritable shell game of ships happening between Massey's and the production site here. We're going to see some wildlife in here. We're going to see some Nosecone jail, Deluge testing in there as well. Did we get the static fire in? I guess we'll see later, but it's a Starbase summary. Here we go with the ship rolling its way out to Massey's. Now, interestingly, this is not the ship for the next flight. This is ship 41. Ship 40 already did its thing, remember the last video with the single engine static fire, and then it came back from Massey's, and so what we have here is ship 41 going to Massey's. It's like a one at a time sort of thing, right? Now, I don't know if that's an asset protection sort of thing where they don't want to risk Ship 41 if something happens to Ship 40 at Massey's. Quite frankly, if something happened to Ship 40 at Massey's, you'd be in a little bit of a stop condition anyways, because Massey's is the bottleneck. Like, you have lots of ships, but you only have one test stand over there to static fire the ships at. So, interesting. They're so hardware rich and their infrastructure, I don't want to say infrastructure light. They have a lot of infrastructure, but there are specific bottlenecks that could slow down the cadence like we saw with the previous Massey's explosion, right? All sorts of different shots here. Colleen rolling out. Beautiful day in the background. We don't always get the daytime rolls here. Sometimes it's night and you got the light truck like shining the towable flashlight in your face while you're trying to watch what's going on, but there was some close-ups. Here we've got, those dates keep flipping back and forth. I wonder. Here we've got the ship rolling over past our river site. It's going all the way up Highway 4, doing a couple turns. Pretty soon it's going to hang a left. There you go. And then go all the way over to Massey's. Here's Colleen chased it up to the intersection at Massey's Road, and it's going to go over the hill just a little bit, and beyond this is the actual Massey's test site. The topography there means if you're on Highway 4, you don't really see the Massey's test site because there's a little hill, there's a little rise there in the road, and you really don't see the test site itself. But as it sort of proves that if the Earth itself isn't round, at least the hill in front of Massey's is round, or slightly bumpy, curved. We get it over to Massey's and we do a cryo test. You can see on the right-hand side there, on the far side of the thermal protection system, you can see the ice that has formed. That actually looks like some ice breaking off. The ice ending up on this part of the heat shield makes me think that the wind blew it or something, like a wind took a big chunk off and then broke it to pieces, and it fluttered on the dark side of the Starship there. So we got to get the crane out of the way. Is that what we're doing? We got our cryo test done. So we're going to turn the crane back this way. What is the crane, like checking its papers or what? But now, over at Massey's, we're going to come back this way. You know, like in the Looney Tunes when like Tom and chasing Jerry, and it's the piano music, like I don't know if that's exactly how it goes, but I feel like there should be that chase music here as the ships go to and from Massey's. Not really. These are time lapsed. Right, I don't think Tom and Jerry was time-lapse. I think that was all filmed in real time in a sound stage. It was drawn. It was animated, whatever. Pulled over here, and I think that those vehicles are actually driving off the side of Highway 4 to pass it. It was like they didn't quite close the road in time. If I was watching Starbase Live correctly, they did not get the roadblock up, and some traffic got sort of pinned in there. And so that was the relief valve, I guess, the burst disc there, letting the pinned up traffic past the ship. Normally they would cut it off so that there was no traffic there in between the areas where the ship needed to roll, and I think somebody just didn't get the memo or had a flat tire on the way to the roadblock or something like that. But in any event, 41, rolling back. So I like how the cranes are like doing crane things in the background. We take a left, we go past the mural, we take a right, we go in between the two mega bays, we're going to take another left. We're going to end up in Mega Bay 2, where, of course, they work on the ships. All right, it's Grand Old Duke of York here. So Ship 40, that was Ship 41, going back into Mega Bay 2. Here is Ship 40 reversing the process and once again rolling back out to Massey's. You can tell because it's night now. Previously it was daytime when it rolled out. But this is the big thing that I was wondering about in the last video. We saw they got that single-engine static fire. We saw SpaceX saying that it completed this single-engine static fire but didn't specifically call it successful or wasn't really celebrating it too much. And then we saw it roll back really quickly without completing the 6-engine static fire, right? So last video we were wondering, was this a new process? Did they change the particular idiom or whatever, the way that they're going to be testing these things? Well, here with ship 40 rolling back out again, because this is the ship for Flight 13, this is where we expect that 6-engine static fire to occur. So, I don't have a specific answer for you. I saw a bunch of scuttlebutt around what were they doing. Did they see something in an engine or a sensor or something like that? And then in order to work on that properly, they needed to take it back into the mega bay. You don't want to try and work on it over there at Massey's. But here is the static fire. This is not the single-engine static fire. This appears to be all 6 engines, but I think we did get verification that's what happened there. Look at the shockwaves going through the plume. No kidding. And sometimes there's just stuff to talk about, and I'm here with y'all hanging out for 12 minutes, so I'm just going to talk to y'all for 12 minutes. But that still gets me when you see those shockwaves sort of traveling through the plume. It's too cool. The power of teamwork here as well, getting multiple different angles. You never know which way the wind's going to go. The lighting is different in different angles, different perspectives, that sort of thing. So the team doing a great job covering this test out there for Ship 40. Now, this was a long fire. This is like 60 seconds or something like that. 6 engines for 60 seconds. What's the total number of combined engine seconds? That sounds like a word problem for math. We're not doing that on this. That's not what the video's about. But, oh, nice. What do they call that? The pyrocumulus cloud? Like the cloud structure that is from, I guess, volcanoes or rocket static fires. Whatever. This is the Nosecone jail top. The title there claimed it was a beefier version of it, but this is going back previous to the static fire. Rolling out to Massey's. Ship skirt removed from 18.3. Testing the booster forward section. So that interface, whoa, hey, cool. That interface was where the ship attaches to the booster, if you go back and look. This is a great blue heron. It's got a bad hair day. Bad feather day. It's only standing on one leg. Why do birds do that? Does anybody know why birds only stand on one leg? We need to install like a little toilet there. It's very aerodynamic. Also, like, has stowed. This is the the stowed position for the neck of the great blue heron there. When it stretches its neck out, it's much longer, but oh, hi. It's looked right at the camera and yawned. What is this? This is like the nature section. It's a rabbit. It's close enough to Mexico. We should call it a conejo out there. That is rabbit in Spanish. I'm aware that it's other things, but it's, we call cats as well. In any event, it's like gnawing on. We need more rabbits. Can I just get a fleet of rabbits out there to eat the grass so we don't have to weed whack it as often? Look at them go. It's just like a delicious piece of grass there. Only the finest. What? Just get it. Huh. I don't know what I thought was going to happen. It's not like the rabbit's going to reach up with his little rabbit hand and grab the blade of grass and put it in its mouth. It just sort of reaches out and snacks on it. You need to eat it lower, though. Like, go down clear to the gravel and kill off all that grass, please, rabbit. I'd appreciate it. I don't know how you pay rabbits. Carrots? Next, like 2 videos from now, there's going to be 100 rabbits out there, and somebody in the comments going to be like, I told you didn't want more rabbits. All right, we're going to get some generic shots over of the launch mounts here. Still got some pretty shots coming up at the end of the video, but we did get the static fire in there. God, still got that battle damage up on the top of the booster quick disconnect houses, dog houses, shrouds, whatever you want to call them. Oh, we're going to get some water features. All right, Deluge and top deck tests. There is just... Oh, no, that's the top deck. Why am I surprised? It said it in the title that that's the top deck. I will note that they have been closing the road now. Got a little rainbow action in there. You saw the previous videos where traffic was just going back and forth, and they did the test, and when the wind's in the wrong direction, it just goes right across the road. Not an entirely safe situation there, so they have taken to blocking the road during these tests. It's just the SpaceX rainbow generator just installed down there at Starbase. Look at that. Did we get a couple of these in here? I seem to recall another testing day where I saw these things going off. At least I remember the road being blocked a couple times. Here's one June 30th. That excavator is still excavating in the foreground. It's always the telephoto compression, like the excavator looks like it's a lot closer than it is because the camera's far away. Then you zoom in, and it makes the subjects appear closer together than they actually were. So it's not like the excavator is about to get wet or anything there. It's just that powers of telephoto compression that happens in some of these shots. Every time it's like, oh my god, I would have loved it. I think people probably still would have loved to have been the excavator operator because that would be a really cool shot, but they're just doing their work. They're like, what? I gotta move this dirt. I gotta scoop it from there, and then I gotta put it here. See? That's why they pay me, to move the pile of dirt. But it's not a lot of time to watch. So on June 29th, we've got some chopstick testing. Just went up a little bit, and then it swung over. Tough, hazy day out there. Oh, here we've got one side of the chopsticks sort of opening up on the far side of the tower there. There's another perspective of it. That's the closer angle. It's not another perspective. That's the closer stick also rotating, sort of following that first stick. This almost looks like a, let's say, an extant test. You know, I've compared it in the past to your 3D printer or whatever calibrating itself. It looked like they were sort of swinging that over. There goes the booster quick disconnect up there, or the booster QD arm as well. This is coming all the way down. Is that the motion that it would be doing if it was going down to pick up or drop off a booster, I think? I think it was. In any event, looks like we're going to end on this shot here. Or that shot, I guess. It was a hopper shot. Was cool. But, as always, we appreciate y'all hanging out. Catch up with what's going on 24/7. I usually have Starbase Live up on my TV down in the living room, and I watch things, I talk to the operators, I read what's happening in chat and that sort of stuff. It's a cool place to hang out if you're just looking for space nerds who want to chat about space stuff. But for now, it's Starbase Summary. Appreciate y'all watching, and we will see you nerds later.